Good morning, everyone. I hope you're all doing good today. Today, we are going to talk about something that is the continuation of what we discussed earlier. We're now talking about changes. What do I mean by changes? Don't we already know about changes? Yes, you do. Banyak dari kita tahu cara mengungkapkan perbedaan atau perubahan. Misalnya, dulu tidak banyak orang naik sepeda pancal. Sekarang banyak orang goes kemana-mana. That's one change. Or you can also use people used to buy food in restaurants or cafeterias, but now we order food from online taxi, for example. So these are changes. But today we are going to talk about 3 ways to express changes, to show changes. The 3 ways are kind of different from the way we used to say it or the way we usually say it. This time we are going to be more precise. Tujuannya kali ini adalah agar lebih precise, lebih spesifik saat menyebutkan atau menyampaikan tentang perubahan. And the 3 ways to do it are, first of all, by showing the kind of change. And the second one is showing the degree of the change. And finally, you will be more specific in showing the change. So how does this work? Well, I will give you examples and give you a specific formula. Jadi akan ada semacam template yang bisa kita gunakan saat menyampaikan perubahan dengan cara yang lebih precise, lebih spesifik. And what are the formulas? First of all, you want to show the type of change. This is what you can do. You can use subject, and then you can use has or have become, and finally the change. Yang dimaksud subjek ini apa? Ya, subjek ini tentang satu topik yang akan kita soroti perubahannya. Here is one example from your textbook. Single parenthood, for example, has become more common. Itu satu contohnya. Orang tua tunggal telah menjadi lebih lazim. That's the change. Something has become something. Perhatikan di sini ada has become yang bisa diikuti dengan less or more common. Ini perubahannya, less or more common. Atau less or more frequent. Atau fairly unusual. Atau quite unusual. Artinya, well, you can find the meaning yourselves. I believe you don't need help in terms of that. So that's the first way of showing changes, by showing the type of change. Now, the second one is showing the degree of change. How do you do that? Ini template-nya, formulanya. Kita awali dengan there has been, terus selanjutnya degree of change, selanjutnya perubahannya. So how does that work in a more specific way? This is one example. There has been, or there was a tremendous ini degree dan separuh degree-nya ya. Tremendous increase atau decrease atau rise atau drop, pokoknya yang menunjukkan perubahan. Tremendous increase itu bisa, atau significant decrease juga bisa, atau a small rise juga bisa. Yang penting ada derajat perubahannya. Entah itu sangat naik, sangat turun, agak naik, agak turun, and so on. Ini untuk menunjukkan selanjutnya the change. Jadi kalau kita menggunakan formula yang di sebelah kiri, you can say there has been plus a slight increase plus in the number of bicycle riders. Itu change-nya. I hope by now you can see how this works. So in the second one, you do not show the type of change, but the degree of change, derajat perubahannya. And the third one, ini untuk menunjukkan degree of change-nya ya. Now the third one, we talk about being specific in showing the change. How does it work? Okay, here is what you can use. Here's a template that you can use. Subject ini biasanya apa yang berubah. And then you add has untuk menunjukkan has dan degree ya, untuk menunjukkan derajat perubahannya. Has slightly or has almost, has more or less, plus tingkat perubahan yang lebih spesifik. Has halved, menjadi separuhnya. Has doubled, has tripled, has quadrupled, and so on. Quadrupled itu 4 kali lipat. Jadi ini yang bisa dipakai. Subject plus has dan degree kalau ingin. Has slightly, has almost, has exactly, plus a more specific degree of change. Has halved, has slightly doubled, has slightly tripled, and so on. Jadi maknanya nanti akan seperti ini. Jumlah pengguna sepeda telah meningkat nyaris 2 kali lipat. That's in Indonesian. Atau jumlah pengguna layanan Gojek telah berkurang hingga sepertiganya. Oke, atau hingga setengahnya, and so on. Jadi itu makna yang bisa dihadirkan dari template ini. Contohnya adalah seperti ini. For sentence number 1, for example, I can say the number of online taxi has decreased or has almost halved during the pandemic. Jadi pengguna taksi online telah berkurang hingga separuhnya selama pandemi. So that's what you can use. Atau kalau kita pakai struktur yang atas, kita bisa menggunakan the number of online taxi users has decreased significantly since the pandemic started. Inti dari ini adalah kita mencoba membuat perubahan dengan cara kita mencoba menyatakan perubahan dengan cara sangat spesifik sampai menunjukkan 2 kalinya, 4 kalinya, atau setengahnya, dan lain sebagainya. Ini has plus degree ini yang menunjukkan derajat yang pertama, dan half, double, triple itu derajat yang kedua. Alright, now you might be wondering why do we use these structures? And the purposes are simply to be more precise in expressing changes, and because it is used or needed in scientific writing, you need to be specific, right? In scientific writing, so you need to use these structures. And the third one, of course, it makes you sound cool if you can be more specific in showing the changes. All right, I guess that's all for today's materials about expressing changes. Just remember that there are 3 ways of stating changes. They are, first of all, showing the kind of change. The second one is showing the degree of the change. And the third one is being more specific in expressing the change. I guess that's all for today, everyone. Thank you very much for your attention, and wait for further instructions on Microsoft Teams. Bye.